Hello and welcome to this week's Essential,
where we bring you the latest news from across the university and the city centre. I'm Nat.
and I'm Ben. Let's have a look at what's coming up this week.
Joe reports on the student attacks.
Andy investigates the pension pay strikes.
And Dave interviews the England rugby squad. This week, students have been on high alert following multiple assaults outside Montague Burton Hall's residences. Joe went to find out more.
On Wednesday the 23rd of November at about 8 o'clock in the evening, a series of 7 incidents involving 10 victims took place here in the Little London area of the city of Leeds.
The targets of the attacks were mostly students, who were threatened and mugged of their possessions.
The attacks came after a spate of 16 violent confrontations that took place in the Woodhouse and Hyde Park areas. I spoke to one of the members of the group who were victimised outside their halls of residence.
We sort of all reacted almost instantly. Some of us started running, but unfortunately 2 of our group weren't quite so quick to react. Our first thought was just sort of get somewhere where it was sort of, well lit, lots of people about. So we ran to sort of the main road up there. When we got up there, we realised we weren't all together. And then we turned around and we saw the whole group. There was at least 20 of them all running back down the hill. And it was at this point we realised that our whole group wasn't here, and that quite possibly 2 of them had been quite badly hurt.
The police have been quick to clarify that the attacks were not student-specific.
There's no suggestion that anyone is targeting students specifically. It would appear that it's young people within this locality with expensive items of property. It's an opportunistic crime.
Do extra precautions need to be taken place by students when walking around this area, especially in the evening time?
Precautions need to be taken at all times. We have to be vigilant as to what we're doing, where we are, putting ourselves in the right places at the right times. This is a heavily student populated area, but there are normal residents who live here day to day as well.
Security at the University of Leeds has been stepped up significantly. Emails were sent out to students explaining the following. Further security patrols have been introduced on the routes between Leardis, Montague Burton and St Mark's residences. Security numbers have been increased from 38 to 44 members of staff. A free shuttle bus has been running from outside the Union building. I wanted to find out whether students feel that this is enough.
If my flatmate hadn't told me about the shuttle bus, I wouldn't have known about it. So maybe they need to increase awareness about the stuff that they are doing so that they can actually help us.
Inspector Ian Scott had these words of advice.
Try and stay in groups, try and put yourself in a position where you are not vulnerable.
The university have put as many measures in place to help secure its students in its accommodation. The police, in partnership with security, wish to reassure their presence to the students. I'm Joe Mason, reporting for The Essential.
On the 30th of November, students were met by empty lecture theatres and closed libraries, as many of the university staff took part in a national strike over pension pay. Here's Andy with the latest.
Public sector workers are today staging a huge strike action across the country, including here in Leeds city centre, over pension pay. Education institutes, universities, schools, nursing areas, hospitals, libraries, even refuge collections have all been stopped or postponed for today, Wednesday the 30th of November, due to a strike over pensions. Under government proposals, public sector workers will pay more into their pension funds, work longer, possibly up to 67 years of age, but get less pension. Michael Gove, though, the Education Secretary, has said that this is damaging to schools and other public sectors where the funds and the requirements are needed today. School children have had to take a day off, meaning parents also had to take a day off work and lose pay. This could have a damaging effect, but today public sector workers are here to make their voice heard.
I've been a teacher for the last 30 years. I think we work very hard, we work long hours, we're underpaid and overworked, and to take your pension is the final straw.
It's taken a lot to organise this, but we need more of this. Maybe we need some, people talk about a general strike. I don't know if that's feasible. feasible. Historically, there isn't really a tradition of that, but certainly we need some sort of generalised strike action, generalised industrial action.
The argument of the government is that the current pension scheme costs too much to fund and is unsustainable. The primary reason because people are living for longer. They propose a career average salary, in that there will be a career average that people keep to for their pension payments. Some people on low or middle income payments in the public sector could, they argue, benefit from this. But on the majority, the unions disagree, saying that people will be asked to work for longer, possibly pay even more into their pension fund, but eventually get paid less.
It's about defending public services, defending the welfare state, defending pensioners and opposing all of the cuts. Because we say, all out, stay out, we can win, we will fight, we're not going to let the Tories get away with it.
Money could be lost and there won't be a big impact is what the government are saying, but the public sector workers and unions feel that their voice should be heard and the pension proposals are incorrect. The government though, of course, saying that nothing is happening, talks aren't underway and instead people are just striking. Changes should be made, but to which way?
With the Six Nations fast approaching, Dave went down to meet the England rugby squad at the University Wheatwood pitches.
This week, LSTV have come down to Wheatwood as we watch the England rugby team go through their paces ahead of this year's Six Nations Championships.
Is there any particular reason why you guys are in Leeds?
It's not about going somewhere nice and sunny and being on that holiday kind of feeling. It's about working hard, coming to Leeds, like you say, bit colder, a bit muddier, and perfect preparation for Murrayfield.
Everything's gone well this week, how we wanted it to, and we've made some good foundations and a good start to what we think is going to be hopefully a bright future. We've got a lot of young players, but we've also got young players who have got a lot of experience and a lot of sort of mid-20-year-olds who've got a lot of caps behind them. It's all been really positive and everyone's sort of helped each other and we've all started from a level playing field really. Ahead of the Six Nations, we're sure that we're going to give a good account of ourselves in the competition.
Off the back of the World Cup, Stuart's obviously come in, new ideas. How's it been looking ahead to the Championships?
Yeah, it's been really, really good. It's probably been the best sort of 3 days I've been involved with England for a long time. So it shows how exciting it is. We've got a lot of youngsters, but exciting youngsters, and Six Nations will be here next week, and we've just got to make sure that we turn up at Murrayfield with the right attitude and get the win.
And has there been any word on the captaincy or anything about that yet?
Nothing yet. We've all come together. There's been a leadership group sort of emerged, and I'm sure the captain will come from there, but nothing's set in stone, and I'm sure it'll be close to the game. We'll find out.
Now here's Rachel with the weather for the next couple of days.
Thanks, Ben. Today will be overcast with the sun moving in from the east as the day goes on. There will be highs of 12 degrees and lows of 4 degrees. Tomorrow there will be sunny intervals with a light breeze. There will be highs of 13 degrees, but with that wind chill factor it will feel a lot colder with lows of 2 degrees. And on Friday there will be scattered showers with highs of 8 degrees and lows of 4 degrees. So don't forget your umbrella.
Student safety is a topic on everyone's mind here on campus.
Freddie went to gauge how students are feeling in this week's Essential Question.
With the increase in attacks over the last couple of weeks, we want to find out how safe do students really feel here at the University of Leeds. Just how safe do you feel at the moment with the recent attacks that have been going on?
Not very safe at all. Walking home on Friday there was a lot of police cars around and about and it's just not very nice really.
And how about you? How safe do you feel at the moment with these attacks?
I feel pretty nervous to be honest. I mean, I live right by the Hyde Park area and sort of at night time I don't really feel very safe going out.
I feel pretty safe, but I know a lot of friends who feel really concerned and it is pretty worrying considering what we've heard.
Not as safe as I felt a month ago.
And how about yourself?
Yeah, about the same. But I don't really walk through the park that much anyway, so just trying to avoid it now, I think.
I actually took a taxi and a bus
but then only once because I couldn't really afford it.
So it seems that students here at the University of Leeds don't feel that safe at the moment due to the increase in attacks. Let's hope the university can do something to restore our confidence. I'm Freddie Cook, reporting for The Essential.
That's all we've got time for.
You can catch us at the same time next week, or you can log on to www.lstv.co.uk.
And remember, if it's going on
in
or around your union, it's essential.